Morning, everyone, and welcome to the Spirit Society of Virginia. Nice to see you all here on this nice, cool Sunday. And today we have a very short message. It's one sentence. Only willpower is strong enough to sustain the harmony of the Spirit. Only willpower is strong enough to sustain the harmony of the Spirit. Only willpower is strong enough to sustain the harmony of the Spirit. From Thought and Life, written by Emmanuel through the mediumship of Chico. I repeated it 3 times. Sometimes it sinks in after 3 times. Thank you all.
So, let us begin with our prayer. It's so good to talk with God. We feel so strong. Let us visualize the loving care of God enveloping us in renewal, new strength. As we breathe in and out, feeling God's sustenance, letting go of fear, anger, and letting in hope and love. Dear God, we are deeply grateful that you provide to us this wonderful environment, the school of Spiritism in our lives, teaching us new ways of feeling, new ways of thinking, so we can achieve that deep inner liberation. We visualize everyone in our lives receiving flowers of healing, inhaling the perfume of peace, and being enveloped by the colors of your love. We also visualize everyone who has their names in the book of prayer, receiving your loving care. We trust in you and feel your guidance as we receive your protection. Thank you for granting us the permission to be here in this therapeutic session, and so be it. All right, so as we begin, friends, question before we go to our rooms. Who has a strong willpower? Raise your hands. Can it be stronger to reach the ceiling? So that's the much that we need to reach higher levels. And that's the goal today. Inside, we're going to learn more about 10,000 things related to it. right? You see, willpower to tame our anger. Yes. Willpower to fight temptations. We're going to learn this inside and here too. Okay? So, please follow Miss Daisy, Miss Carol inside. Enjoy. Enjoy. And the rest of us, we're going to be here. Fernanda, please help. Okay. All right. So, friends, the good spirits prepare the plan for our conversations on Sundays, and today they've selected this theme about willpower. And the question is, why is it so hard to do what we know is right? Why? Good question, huh? First of all, what is right? There's some people say, but I don't know what is right and what is wrong. Okay, so let me call Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl, we'll talk about what he said, but he became a psychiatrist, but he lived at a very critical time 80 years ago. What was happening 80 years ago?
Same thing's happening now.
Similar things. Yeah, very dangerous. It's when people think that it's right to be forceful, to be aggressive, to be violent, to be prejudiced. He saw in concentration camps very similar to many things we're seeing nowadays in the world. Prisoners of war. Some people thought that it was right to discriminate against the Jewish people. It could be anybody else, but in that case, at the Second World War, Germany, under that government, Hitler's government, thought that it was right to discriminate some people. And now we're thinking, is this right? Some people will dare to justify. But we know that according to the laws of the owner of the universe, which is God, there's no other name, huh? The universe belongs to God. Everybody else is mortal, even though they may think they are immortal beings. Some people, if they had mirrors, they would see themselves perishing, but they don't have mirrors. They believe they are immortal beings, and they dare to talk with other leaders who think alike about immortality, thinking that science will make them immortal. It's an illusion, because God is the only everlasting. Back then, Viktor Frankl, as a wonderful thinker in our world, he observed that in concentration camps where his whole family died, he saw that there were people who wouldn't go to the gas chambers. And he observed a major difference between the people who would easily perish and those who would stay strong no matter what. It is their willing to stay alive, their hope about the future. When they thought, I need to be here because one day I will leave. I don't want to die because I want to meet my family. They had a purpose. When he left the concentration camp, he wrote a book that became life-changing, and he created a new therapeutic process to help people give meaning to their lives. Beyond wars in our daily lives, we can find children and teens sometimes as depressed as elderly people who lost their meaning of life. Sometimes loved ones discarnate and the elderly person feels the void, like, oh, there's no meaning anymore. They will soon also discarnate. How do we stay here in spite of the odds? Viktor Frankl faced one of the most heinous eras in our planet, and he saw that we can only stay strong and alive in spirit when we have a purpose. He also said that everything can be taken away from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. He said about the willpower in us. We can choose, and we're supposed to choose. Choose what? The right. And this is nothing political. Though Jesus talked about these things, and people thought he was being political and crucified him. People can twist however they want. But the Spiritist message is always about immortality. Doesn't matter, these times are going to pass, make no mistake. Maybe people are dreaming of being the owners of this planet forever. We'll sit down and wait and say, bye, because they are going to pass away. In this world, nobody stays. Physically, we all go back to the spiritual realm. And we are all back to the simplicity that we are. We are not our jobs. We're not our titles. We're not our positions. We're not even our physical body, not even our names. We're mortal spirits. So when we talk about these things, we're talking about the will inside of us. Physically, there is an area in our brain that we often hear people talking about. We repeat it in the Spiritist Center. Oftentimes, it's the prefrontal cortex, right here in this area. Unlike animals, we humans have a specific area that is designated to be the self-control center. A dog can be trained to control itself. But it has no awareness, consciousness of what he's doing. It's a mere association. The same for a parrot imitating somebody. They are saying words, they don't know what they're saying. But we know. When we have somebody killing somebody and saying, oh, I don't know what's happening to him or to me, like, oh, my mind, they know. Make no mistake, they know. Everybody knows. When we're not being nice to people, we know. When teens come and say, oh, I don't know what I was doing in my mind, they know. Humans know. We have consciousness, right? We know because we have consciousness. When we see people making choices that are not good, they may not have that lucidity here, but deep inside the spirit knows they are off. But sometimes people are imprisoned by what they created around them for centuries, millennia. I'll give an example just to illustrate. Let's say a teen talks to another teen, they start using drugs. If you ask them, do you think this is right? They're going to say, I know it's not. But they continue. Why? That's the beauty of Spiritism. Spiritism is like a video editor. It shows a lot of cameras people don't know we have in this universe. It shows previous lives, conditionings. It shows the influence of other minds over us, influencing us to make decisions. It's an equation. It's what we've done in the past, plus incarnate and discarnate influences. That math altogether will give the behavior. But we can change that. That's where we reincarnate. We reincarnate to learn the new, to strengthen that area of our brain, the spiritual brain that influences the physical brain. So can we gain new self-control? Yes. How do we strengthen that area that will give us willpower? And this is what we're going to talk about today. Spiritism says in the book Thought and Life that willpower is the manager, basically, the directive force, the manager of our souls. So we have a manager here. It's willpower. Think about your steering wheel in the car. That's our willpower. We, the spirit, need to use that in order to give direction. Nobody else is going to do it. We have to do it ourselves. Willpower is the manager of our souls. In the book No Solar, we're going to see that the discarnates who had willpower in life, they more easily regenerated themselves. So look at our children. Psychology shows to us that if we shield our children from frustrations, they are going to fail in this life. The only way to help our children fulfill what they need is to let them be frustrated. How? Oh, I want this toy. No, no. Now it's time to eat. And then we say, right now, we need to work together eating, because for everything there is a time. But if parents say, oh, give them the toy so they're not going to bother me, please, the willpower of this kid is going to be so weak. Drugs are going to take over, crazy sex later in teen life, because they're not even going to have strong will to have a job, to study. Zero frustration. Not that we want to frustrate our kids, but life itself leads us to frustrations. And we need to learn to talk to the spirit. Not the child, but the spirit. And say, remember, I used to say to Virginia, baby Virginia, now it's time to do this. But before I can educate my child, I need to learn to educate myself. Because if I am a big child in the body of an adult, I will be unable to teach my child how to have strong will. If in my daily life as an adult, I push my duties second because I want to enjoy life first, I am unable to teach anything different to my child. So it's very simple. If I train myself, I just continue doing it with my kid. But if I want to play, because now adults play video games, right? Many adults, many. And I know many parents who have, their video games, which is not a problem. And sometimes they don't want to do their work. They want to play video game. I like some video games too, on the phone. But I play when I can, not at the time that I have to work. If I wait in Virginia because she's still taking a class somewhere and I don't have anything else to do but wait, that's the best time to play my video game. But if I play video game at the time that the family is having dinner, oh no, go ahead, you guys, eat because I'm finishing this game. Really? How am I going to teach my kids that now it's family time? By the way, science shows that families that eat together stay together. We live in a world, and especially in our country, in so much individualism that we justify people eating at separate times. This destroys families. You can only eat alone when you are alone. When you have people, ideally, we eat together. But there's no but. If we want our strong family, we need to eat together. Where? The dining table. But we want to watch something and eat. Exception. The rule is by the table, around the table. It unifies the family. This already is told by science. That bad habit of eating in the bedroom is even worse. I see and hear people eating in the bedroom. This is one of the worst habits, because spiritually, you're creating more zone of drainage of energy in a place where we're supposed to rest. So no food in the bedroom. That's why it's a home. Or it's a studio now, right? It's one big studio where we do everything everywhere. No. And that's where children will learn. There is a dining room for dining. There's a bedroom to sleep. And in the bedroom, may we have a desk to study? Yes. But we have a living room to live. It's not to eat. Exception. There are times you say, oh, let's do a movie night. And we're going to eat together and watch. It's an exception, but that's not going to be our daily lives. Or bring the phone to the dining table, and people are eating and everybody has their phone. Man, 10,000 things happen nowadays. Nobody should feel guilty. But how are we going to teach a kid if we don't have our habits? Then our kids are going to be what many are nowadays. It's a zoo. Anybody does what they want whenever they want. There's no rule. And it's ADHD. A lot of this ADHD that we're seeing is about a life without rules. It's not necessarily a problem that they were born with. We created that problem. That hyperactivity due to lack of boundaries, lack of limits, lack of discipline, lack of teaching the willpower to stay. And when are we going to teach our kids this? When they are born. Because if we wait when they are 18, that's gone. It's then when they're little. And we say, now, shh, no noise. Now, play. Now, and that's how it is. They depend on us because we're supposed to give them the cards. If we learn this when we are born, we will be able to strengthen ourselves in our willpower. Let's talk a little more about this willpower and how we strengthen it. It is through effort and repetition, according to what André Luiz says in the book, Evolution in Two Worlds. It shows to us that when we are created by God, what they call the celestial monad or seed, we have no experience. We're not even humans. We have no knowledge. Through internships in matter, going through the kingdoms of nature, let's say now this celestial seed, the intelligent principle, is covering itself with the body of a bacteria. It is learning things that today our cells know because of those times. Because everything we experience is registered in our spiritual body. So we're forming a spiritual body little by little. So much so that in every experience, in the body of a fish, in the body of a dog, in the body of a cat, that's why when we have pets, we're responsible for what we're teaching them. There are people who have dogs to make them attack people. They're going to be responsible for these spirits that one day will become humans. And make no mistake, they're going to be different. Then Lupi, my dog, I don't teach her to attack. I teach her to be friendly. Oh, but then if I don't have her to protect the house. So when that spirit, the principle, that spiritual principle evolves millions of years and becomes human, depending on this experience, she's not going to be attacking. But if we teach our pets Otherwise, we're co-responsible. We're responsible for our pets, for their experiences. We're responsible for what we teach our kids. We're responsible for what we imprint in each other's lives. And everything we learn is through effort and repetition. So the intelligent principle is going to come as in the body of a bacteria or a virus. No consciousness. Just learning experiences. You can read in the book Evolution in Two Worlds. By Andre Lewis, it's the minute details of the learning experiences that later will form this whole body, thanks to millennia, millions of years of experiences, internships in different bodies, in nature. When we come to the level of human level, we gain responsibility, consciousness. But still we need effort and repetition. So when our kids go to school, I tell you, these are the best days of their lives. Say, love it. Because you're learning. And you know that you're learning. Because when you're an adult, you're still in a school, but you forgot that you're learning. Because if every day we realize that our adult lives is like a school day, we would take things more easily. When a car passes us by, we're going to say, oh, that's a test. Got it. When somebody wants to irritate us, but not necessarily, unlike what Taylor Swift says in her song, look what you made me do. Nobody makes us do anything. If you feel irritated, right? It's because we chose to be irritated. People are who they are. We're not obligating people to look at life like we do, right? And thank God people don't think like us. Because if everybody did, the world would stall. We need diversity. Diversity is a blessing. And that's why the United States of America has been a blessing, because it is a melting pot. The day we stop that, we're no longer a blessing. But we need to repeat the lesson. Going to the gym one day, is it going to make us strong? We need to go there every day. What does science say? We need at least 30 minutes of activity every day to stay healthy and push diseases away. Do activities at home count? Like cleaning, washing, it counts as an activity, but it doesn't count as an exercise. To really exercise, we need directed exercises and a repetition. And what do we learn? The older we get, we need to do weightlifting because we lose muscle, right? As we get older, we lose muscle. After 40, we start losing muscle every year. And if we lose muscle, we lose strength. If we lose strength, we lose balance. And if we lose balance, we fall. And if we fall, boom, we die. So we need to counter that force by strengthening our muscles. And for that, we need weightlifting and repetition. 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 The same for our emotions, the same for our spiritual exercises. Praying once a week does not help us stay strong. We need to do this all the time. What? We're going to keep our eyes closed all the time? No. We are going to stay with our eyes open by always communicating with God. God, this person now is in front of me and this boss is yelling at me. What do I do? God's gonna say, smile, understand that he's not well or she's not well, and do otherwise. Be nice. Do what you'd like to receive. So we're gonna be nice and say, excuse me, I will finish the project and I'll be in touch with you. But when are you gonna do this? As soon as I can. Don't worry. What if I yell back? What if I go home and I start calling people and saying, look what he did to me, blah, 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 like a little kid, right? Oh my gosh, I feel this way. I'm just creating more problems. Because gossiping is about being a little kid, calling people, talking to people, and spreading fire. So then we can't complain about anyone because we're doing even worse. Effort and repetition. If once I refrain and I say, God, I'm going to pray for this boss. I'm going to pray for this neighbor. I'm going to pray for this family member. Instead of reacting, if I do this once, it's going to be easier to do a second time and a third time. The hardest thing is to try once. A new behavior, a new pattern, and repeat. And this is what Spiritism says, effort and repetition validated by science. And science says that when you do hard things, you strengthen your willpower. Things you don't want to do. Little things, they say, doesn't need to be big. It's like the doctor says, no bread. Okay. But for the rest of my life, that's hard. Think about it. One meal at a time. In this meal, no bread. Don't be desperate thinking no bread forever. Because then we're going to eat all the bread in the world. Say, just no bread this meal. I made it. It's going to be easier a second meal, a third meal, a fourth meal, and it's going to be easier. But am I going to allow this person to talk to me this way? At this time you will, because they did it for themselves, not for you. They did it for themselves. So, it is important to learn to do hard things for us parents and grandparents. How can we help our kids learn to do hard things? It's when they wake up to come here on Sundays. Because Virginia is almost 12. She never stopped coming to Spiritist centers unless she was sick. And I tell you, as a mom, sometimes like, man, it's only one day. He could sleep a little longer. Oh, I'm sorry. 9 something is the longest. Vacation time, she can sleep more if she wants. That's it. Is it hard? Yes, but when we're adults, we have to do things we don't want, and we have to. When are we going to learn? We need to have muscles to do so. Many parents nowadays they wake up thinking how I'm going to entertain my kid, as if staying at home is a torture. Man, for those who have a home, it's a blessing. Stay there. Oh, what are we going to do? I don't know. You have homework, you do homework. Let's help at home. Oh, if we raise our kids for entertainment, they're going to be weak adults, unable to frustrate themselves. The same for us. We didn't reincarnate to be on a vacation. We didn't reincarnate to do things that are easy. We reincarnated to learn new things and to excel at others that we already know. Oh, I already know how to cook. Well, then become a better cook. Learn new recipes. There's always another level. If you talk to these guys who are Michelin chefs, they excel at cooking at levels we never imagined. They know details of cooking. If you talk to athletes, they excelled at playing the games that they play. They don't play like we do. They excel at playing it, like Cristiano Ronaldo. The best of the best, the most professional of them all. He aims at excellence. Is he wrong? No. That's the achievement of our lives, to excel in love. Meanwhile, we excel in cooking, cleaning, writing, and other things. And one day, love sprouts, because a chef that excels in cooking, love is already in their hearts. Right?
Do something that you possibly do. You don't have to love it.
Love.
Love blossoms.
See? Some people want to learn, right, John, how to love. Excel at what you do, and love shows up. Love your kid. Oh, but I'm already a good parent. We can always excel at being a parent. Excel. Dedicating ourselves wholeheartedly to the task. It's not only being present. It's about being fully present. It doesn't mean the whole day, but for some time. And being grateful for that opportunity. So when we make efforts and repeat, we're progressing. So now when we go home, we know we need to make an effort. Things that are easy, sign that we're stuck. When it becomes hard, signs that we're progressing. And repeat until it becomes second nature, easy. And doing things that are hard. Yes, Marines.
Say, teaching new lessons for old dogs.
Exactly. So neuroscience, this is a popular saying that no longer fits. Neuroscience since 2002 at the University of California in San Diego, with a beautiful paper written by Fred Gage. He showed to us for the first time that no matter how old you are, you can grow new neurons. So at that paper, neuroscience crossed out this popular saying that old dogs cannot learn new tricks. It's not true. Now neuroscience shows to us that no matter your age, if you expose yourself to the new, you will learn the new. But we need to expose ourselves to the new. The problem is that we don't want to be exposed to the new. There are people who want to stay at home watching this instead of coming to the Spiritist Center, wherever they are in the world. Go to the Spiritist Center, because there you're going to be exposed to the new. At home, you don't learn as much. It's good if you don't have a Spiritist Center, but for those who are watching us, it's an invitation to create a group wherever you are. Even if that group is about, let's meet every Sunday, 11 a.m., and watch the talk, pray together. That's it. You don't need to even think. Create anything. You gather together, turn on cardiac radio, watch the talks on Sundays here, boom, and pray together. It's better physically together than at home, where the new is usually hard to come in. So no matter the age, God is so good, right, Marines? So good that we keep learning. no matter the age. But the secret, said Fred Gage, is to expose ourselves to the new. I need to go and expose myself to the new. When I retreat and isolate myself, I am stuck. And people think sometimes, Kardec in the Heaven and Hell book has 66 cases of the afterlife. Different type of spirits that come to talk about what they're experiencing in the afterlife. And there is one category that he said, hardened spirits. Hardened spirits. You know how they are? They know what's right. They don't want to do it. Because they think, and that's a fallacy, that they are poking us with the wrong that they're doing. I know you want a hug, I'm not going to give you a hug. And they think they're hurting us. But actually they are hurting themselves. Because the good that we don't do hurts ourselves. So they want to be hardened spirits? Just read there and see the afterlife is terrible. But when we're spiritists, we should no longer be in that category of spirits, stubborn, hardened in their hearts. Because if we are, man, only another plane is going to be the solution for us. Boosting our willpower between science and spiritism, the material science, the spiritual science. They say for us, to wrap up, what do we do to boost our willpower, which is the driving force that is going to make us resist temptations and do what is right? They say prayer. Dr. Herbert Benson at Harvard University, he told us at Kardec Radio, the interview is there for us in the playlist, Health and Spirituality. He says to us, prayer changes our genes expression. Prayer. Oh my gosh, the doctor told me I can't eat chocolate. That's hard. When you are an adult. When you're a kid, but when you're an adult, it's one of the pleasures, right? It's taste. And we pray. Say, guardian angel, you know I can't. Please help me because I need this body to fulfill this reincarnation. They're going to help us. Meditation. I don't know how to meditate. The easiest meditation is the breathing one. I listen to my breathing. Have you realized that when you breathe, it's like the waves of the sea coming and going? You feel like you are the sea coming and going, listening to that breath. That's already meditation. Visualizations and small daily victories. Sometimes it's just about waking up. But a major small victory for us is to know that everything shall pass. Every day, if we end our days watching the news and saying, this shall pass. Don't worry. There are many good things happening in the world, like this session today, that people don't know in the news. If they knew, we wouldn't have space for them. That's why people don't know. Because we don't have enough space yet for people to learn about Spiritism. Because the day we do, people will know, like in Brazil. Now we can disseminate in Brazil all the time because there are lots, tens of thousands Spiritist centers in Brazil. In the US, we don't. So we need more. The day we have more, people will know. Meanwhile, we prepare ourselves. And this is what the good spirits want to leave us as a good daily exercise, okay? If we repeat this affirmation daily, no matter what, let's say you are with a family member and you had an altercation. You feel bad, right? Mentor Joseph says, Vanessa, repeat after me. And I do. And then we do. I am a child of God. I am light. I am peace. I'm joy of living. I'm not this altercation. I'm not this obstacle. I'm not anything related to this difficulty. I am a child of God. I have potential. And I'm being asked to exercise this potential, repeating itself daily. And if people struggle with us, we think about them as well. You are a child of God. We may not say it out loud. Though I repeat it to Virginia since the day I found out she was in my belly. You're a child of God. You're light. You are peace. You're joy of living. Go to school. Remember your peace and your joy of living. Your peace and your joy of living. And this is who we are. To wrap up, we're going to watch. Okay? We're going to watch a major call for our willpower. If anybody in this room has any doubt that we're capable of things beyond of what we already do, the Master of all Masters, Jesus, has something to tell us. Let us watch this. It's a major meeting between Jesus and the disciples. Let's feel ourselves there as a call for us as well.
It is not sustainable for me to do all the preaching, all the healing and ministry. I've called you to Simon's home today, and thank you, Eden, for hosting. Because our ministry will only grow. We want it to grow till the end of the age. There will be many more followers, like those not here. All will have roles and responsibilities. Most will be disciples, students. Chosen you 12.
An apostle is the same as a messenger, one who...
I know what it means, Matthew. That's why I'm asking. You are my leaders. For this mission I have for you, it's best that you spread out and not be concentrated in one place. And you don't understand. I'm going to go home to Nazareth for while I do. Spend every 2
direction, Rabbi?
Yes, but not to the Gentiles. Not yet. That will come in time. But to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Just as Joshua led the 12 tribes to take the promised land. You will proclaim as you go, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And while you are on this mission, you will heal the sick and the lame by anointing them with oil. You will cast out demons. You will clean.
Could you just repeat that one more time?
I'm sending you out 2 by 2, proclaiming as you go, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick. Heal the sick, cast out demons. While you are on this mission, I grant you this authority. Someday, you will have it all the time.
Was that a ceremony I missed?
Miss it.
Don't feel any different.
I don't want you to feel anything to the group. And with all due respect, Rabbi, we've only just begun as students. We're not nearly qualified enough. Why would you need us for this work?
He doesn't need us. He wants us.
Thank you, Steve. Very good. John, if I needed religious leaders, qualified students for my ministry, I wouldn't have chosen. Can we get back to the part about healing the sick for 1 second? You will take nothing for your journey except the staff. No bread, no bath, no money. Not even Salome's food. Wear sandals and do not bring an extra tunic.
We can't even bring a change of clothes.
Even the wandering cynic philosophers carry a second tunic. Yes. I'd like to distinguish you from the cynics. They also carry beggars' bags for people to put gold and silver coins into. And you will not do that. You receive without giving. Whatever town or village you enter, find out who is worthy in it, stay there until you depart. And anyone should not receive you or listen to your words. Shake the dust off your feet as you leave that house on path. Do not waste your time.
You said if anyone will not listen to our words. What words exactly? What are we supposed to teach?
Anything you've ever heard from me. I've never heard the one sermon.
You heard the best one. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're so good.
That message was not just for the thousands that were there. It was for all who will hear it, from now until the end of the age. Will they know what you ask? Question. Thanks for asking. You will tell them. And the places you will go are places I will soon go. So you are preparing the way for my arrival and helping ensure that more people are ready to hear the good news. The miracles you perform are God's authority.
Suppose we hit a bad streak. Several towns in a row reject us, maybe for days. How are we to eat?
What if it gets bad? Like, John. Listen carefully, all of you. Do not fear those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. So, you're saying we could die? There will come a time when this will become far more difficult. When persecution is an ever-present part of your ministry. When that time comes, you will follow in my footsteps, and you will know what it actually means. Without your breath.
Any doubt that we have more to do and strengthen our willpower, this speech by Jesus is everything we need to be assured that if we're doing well, there's always something else. And this call is the call for everybody. To share hope at times when hope is being lost. To strengthen our willpower to continue being optimistic and helping people find a new way of living. We're going to dim the lights and do our spiritual passes certain that the good spirits are with us. They are with us always. Let us visualize a field, green grass, the sun shining very brightly, the breeze caressing us, as we inhale the healing air that is provided to us, exhaling all things that no longer belong to us, breathing in and out, quieting down our bodies. Let us express our gratitude to every cell of our spiritual and physical bodies, visualizing Master Jesus blessing us with his illuminated hands, showering us with calming fluids, energies that strengthen us. We visualize your loving care enveloping us completely, breathing in and out and allowing Master Jesus to deliver the energy medicine that we need. Now he holds our hands, looks at us in the eyes, and reaffirms that we are children of God, full of potential. We are light. We are peace. We are joy of living. Feeling replenished, he holds our hands and invites us to go home, opening the door of our homes to him, allowing him to enter and cleanse our home environment. Visualizing peace at home, active peace in loving and caring attitude. And at work, we visualize Master Jesus right there, guiding and protecting us. And everyone. Now he invites us to join forces with him and give of ourselves to peace on earth, and especially we visualize much love and peace enveloping our government, especially our president, visualizing Jesus and Mother Mary side by side with him, guiding and inspiring him to good decisions, decisions that will benefit everyone, especially our world. And we see bridges of friendship amongst nations, no wars, progress, no misery, no hunger, nourishment for all, but especially the nourishment for the soul. Dear Master Jesus, no matter how far we are from that day, we can already visualize it with you. And we are committed to visualizing it every day, to strengthen ourselves on earth in our willpower to choose the general good above our selfish, blind-sighted wishes. We visualize peace in everyone's hearts and love amongst everyone. May the water we're going to drink strengthen us to accept your invitation to be your instrument of peace wherever we are. May our words be of peace. May our actions be of peace, as they are driven by peaceful thoughts and feelings in us. Thank you for this healing treatment, for strengthening us today and every day. And so be it. We're going to keep the lights down while we prepare the water that we're going to drink. All right, friends. They are receiving the water. Okay, friends. So next Saturday we'll be in DC at the Franklin Square Park to do our service. And we have a new twist to the service too. But we still need somebody to volunteer to bring the hot dogs on the very day. So if you can do it, you can sign up before you go, all right? And if you have any question, we'll be here with you, all right? The children are grouping.